go to forward. Jeff, we'll stay with you. Some interesting options here as well. Kevin Durant, a clear favorite. He's going to be pretty chalky tonight, I imagine, as well. Jason Tatum, that one could turn into a blowout in Sacramento. I kind of want to swallow my tongue when I say this one, but R.J. Barrett is in a good spot tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, Adam, I'm with you. I'm a Celtics fan, but I like R.J. Barrett as well at 7,900. He's really stepped up since the All-Star break, seen a usage rate of 29% or higher over his last 10 games, and has played 36 minutes in each of his last 5. Without a true point guard, playmaking duties have fallen on him, and he's answered the call. The matchup isn't ideal, as Washington ranks 5th in fantasy points allowed to forwards, but Barrett's usage should make up for it. I also think that you can find elite production at a solid price if you're willing to pay up a little more in Pascal Siakam at 8,900 against the Lakers. Siakam has shown consistent aggressiveness lately that we haven't seen from him in a while. He's racked up 52 plus TK fantasy points in 4 straight games. One of those performances coming against the Lakers, also seeing a usage rate of 27% or higher in all of those contests. LA has been absolutely putrid defensively as of late, ranking 27th in defensive rating over the last 10 games and 27th overall in fantasy points allowed to big men.
Maddie, is this where you give me like Corey Kispert or PJ Tucker? Or are you going to spend some of that $50,000 salary?
I think I'll spend a little more, but first, this mutual respect between New York and Boston. Some people might find it gross. I think it's very heartwarming. It's nice to see. But I'm going to go to Atlanta, actually. I'll just go way away from both of those cities and go with the Hawks situation where Danilo Gallinari is questionable and Trae Young is also questionable. So that opens up forward potential for 3 different guys. This really is similar to Utah, where you can kind of pick any of these, but I'll go again with DeAndre Hunter, who I talked about earlier this week. He's still only $5,000. He's been performing really well. He's had fantasy point totals in the high 20s, low 30s. And if you take Trae Young and Gallinari out of this game, Hunter just has to play more minutes. Someone has to score for the Hawks, because Trae Young not being there doesn't just mean more scoring opportunities for the other players, it's more passing opportunities for the other players. Young basically has the ball in his hands for any possession where he's on the court. So while the game will slow down a bunch if he doesn't play, you still get an increased role for all these guys. So I think Hunter just has a lot more to do, and it should still be a relatively up-tempo game going against the Grizzlies. So I think it's a really good spot for DeAndre Hunter.